Hi everybody. I'm creating this video because there's liars in the comments section. And you guys know I like to read the comments. I even like to respond to them. I'm one of the few YouTubers that actually reads and responds to the comments that he gets. So I read the comments and I see some of you lying. You're making things up. And I think it's because I hurt your feelings talking about frameworks. And now your love of AI. First, your love of frameworks has deteriorated the industry. Now your love of AI is going to completely destroy the industry for humans. And I think that's why you're upset. And that's why you come in the comment section and you lie. You're saying that AI is not going to take any jobs. And you're saying that I'm trying to instill fear in people. That's not the case. AI is going to take people's jobs. It's already taking people's jobs, and I'm going to prove it right now. And I'm not trying to instill fear in anyone. I just want people's heads to come out of the sand, and I want people to stop sleepwalking through life. I want to play this young man's video first because I think he has a nice perspective on it all.
So this is a super weird video to make because just a couple years ago I taught myself how to use Blender completely from nothing, got a decent footing in the industry, and basically have for a while had a bunch of clients on rotation that were constantly hitting me up, and it was more than enough to pay my bills and live a good life and everything. The prevalence of AI in the design world became so crazy that now the whole industry now expects that design can basically be done for free, right? And so for the few instances where AI can't replace what you do, say you're trying to make
AI does make a lot of the things that used to be high paid work free now.
A very intricate product render of a product that is a complex looking object, like forgive the white monster, I know this is a little devious, but this has texture on it. It's very it's a complex object, so you couldn't AI generate this because it's going to butcher everything. But because
you could AI generate that well enough today. But here's what people are failing to understand. And the way you guys reply in the comments to me, it's you don't think AI is going to get any better than it is today? It's going to get way better than it is today. Way smarter, way faster, way more artistic, and way more talented. Those little bumps he's talking about being textured on there, that's going to be a breeze for AI.
Can do so much correctly. The average person now has this idea in their mind that that design is basically free. And so I found it significantly harder to sell people on the same skills that I'd built up. And then on top of that, design got increasingly commoditized. And so people are basically...
And I want to say this, it's not just computer jobs I'm talking about. The people who work on computers are just going to be among the first to lose their jobs. Once AI and robotics are fully married, that's it for everybody, even in the fine arts and entertainment.
Basically just using templates for everything that they possibly can. There's no more... I kind of started feeling like there just wasn't any more creativity or originality in the world. Everyone was just copying the trendiest DTC and CPG brands. And then combined with AI just kind of forcing you to change the way you work, it's like, what even is there left in this that I like? And so yes, AI cannot do everything, and it cannot do most things super well. But from a professional standpoint, it's so tedious to exist as a designer in a world with AI that I'm taking this as an early opportunity to jump ship while I still can. Now, I think some people are safe from this. There are some people who are just objectively so insane at 3D. They have,
And that's where I find myself is I'll be one of the last to be replaced in the computer work industry because I have a high skill level and a high creativity level. I'm magical with the code. And that might sound braggadocious or pompous of me to say, but I have a lot of friends who are programmers and developers, and I can see their skill level. I can see their abilities.
They're really good at building systems, and they've really got it figured out.
I haven't been streaming for a while because, so two things. Number one, start of April, Dan lost his job. But basically,
Oh no.
the company I was working for
Dan lost his job.
decided that they kind of wanted to replace part of what I did with AI. They also had kind of the cheek to ask me to, like, feed it information before I left.
Huh.
And when that, but I didn't know I was basically made redundant. But I didn't know I was going to be made redundant. But when that happened, I was sort of like, okay, why are you asking me to do that now?
See, people have already lost their jobs. They're losing their jobs today, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse for humans.
It's a bit weird.
That I just lost my job, and I lost it to AI, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, on Monday this week, I got told that I'm being made redundant, and I was thinking, how could this be possible? You clearly need a graphic designer. The company I work at is a marketing agency who does email and web designs for clients, and it
Web designs, ooh.
turns out basically all of the material that I've provided over the past 6 years is now being fed to AI and templated. So a design that would take me 30 minutes now takes AI 30 seconds.
So I just got laid off from my writing job. And I wanted to make this video to just warn everybody about what's coming and what they can expect to see.
So this guy has a writing job.
Even if you don't work a similar job to me. So I was a writer for a local.
And if you think your job is safe because maybe you are an archaeologist or a biologist or a doctor, you're delusional. Your job's not safe. Nobody's job will be safe. We'll all be made obsolete.
News site, and I was getting paid pretty decently well. I wasn't like rich, but it definitely like paid the bills. And I just got out of a meeting where I was told that I would no longer be needed, that my services would no longer be needed. And they didn't give me the exact reasoning. They were really vague about it at first, but I asked some of my old coworkers about what happened, and they said it's because they started implementing new AI services.
Today is the 1-year anniversary of when I lost my job to AI.
One day,
poor
everything
thing.
changed. The company announced that they were bringing in an AI system to replace my position. Just like that, all my hard work and dedication seemed to count for nothing. They said the AI would be faster and cheaper.
Now this one is a very overly dramatic rendering. This might even be AI video with somebody's voiceover on it. But I just thought it had a lot of good points.
But it felt like they were sacrificing the human touch for the sake of efficiency. On my last day at work, I walked through the empty corridors, and a wave of sadness hit me. I wasn't just losing a job.
Sad.
I was losing a big
sad.
part of who I was. All those days of collaborating, of using my unique skills to make a difference.
And I make fun of it. It's comical because most of the people who are losing their jobs to AI and will lose their jobs to AI in the future are the ones who are cheering for its advancement. So I just want to be one of the few people who are today saying, I'm cheering for its demise. I want it gone. I think we can use it in certain instances. Maybe if you're flying to Mars over a period of years, it'd be nice to have AI on board with you to help you monitor systems, navigation, and things like that. But we should leash it now and limit it now to where it's an assistant to humanity instead of a replacement for humanity. And that's what we seem to be working our way towards, is making AI and robotics a replacement for the large workforces in all of the nations on Earth. We're working our way. We're sleepwalking our way and have our head buried in the sand, and we're moving in that direction. We have to have AI benefit us, benefit humanity, not doing any replacing. And where it does replace us, that's where it should be taken out. It should be taken out and leashed immediately.
Were gone. I started doing some research and was
And it's going
shocked to find out how.
it's going to take governments and lawmakers to make that happen. You can do all the protesting you want, and maybe that will make your governments and lawmakers step into action about it. But nothing's going to change, and everybody will be made obsolete and will all be on welfare unless the governments set some boundaries and rules right now to safeguard people's livelihoods and work.
How many others were in the same boat? In customer service, so many jobs were being taken over by chatbots.
Okay. So I'm not trying to get anybody afraid or have you get all emotional. I think what makes people in my comment section get emotional is that I call you out for being unskilled and using things which made me not want to make tutorials for programming anymore, is that so many of you have went the way of the frameworks, not knowing what's under the hood. So like I said, I like to read the comments. I like to respond to the comments. And if you lie or assume or presume in a way that you're trying to insult me, yeah, I'm going to reply to you. Like I said, I'm one of the few on YouTube that actually reads comments and replies because I enjoy interacting. How about this? How about some of you that like to come after me in the comments for, if I've insulted the way you work or if I've made you feel bad or ashamed? Why don't you video conference argue with me? My audience would love that. You're so smart, you can wipe the floor with me, make me look stupid on my own channel, and I promise I'll put it up. So maybe you're just keyboard liars and keyboard cowards or keyboard insulters, and you won't do it to somebody's face. You won't even show your face or your real name and things like that. So maybe that's how you're built. But if you do have the balls, just come and say it in the comments. Say, I want you to set up a video chat with me so we can debate and I can wipe the floor with you. And then that would be so much more fun and cool for me and the audience, I think. All right. So that was a compilation of people who have already lost their jobs. It's going to happen to more and more people as AI advances. And you can write whatever you want in the comments and let's argue, okay?